Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
So let's see where we go on this journey together today, shall we, sister? About expectations and outcomes and dropping your expectations and your outcome. It's a hard thing, you know. I don't know. This is going to be a really short podcast, or again, we'll see where we go here together today. But dropping your expectations of a particular outcome is essential for many reasons. So let me expand on this. So, you know, I'm sure you've had times in your life where you've set a goal and you're like, I really want this. We're trying to get this house. We're trying to, you know, I really want this relationship. I really want this health goal, maybe weight loss, or my body be a certain way, or I want to win this competition. I really want my kids to, you know, get on this sport team. I really want to land this client. I really want to do this business. I really want to get this promotion. Like, we've all had things that we're just like, oh, I want it so badly, right? But there's a funny thing about that there is a desire to have something, and then a complete letting go of whatever happens with it. And you might go, but wait a second, Karen, but, you know, how about the thing about, you know, don't take your eye off the prize. Like, I got to stay focused on it. I got to stay committed to it. I have to be, you know, sometimes for some people, and I've been this way before in my life as well too, like, I just got to be obsessed about it because that's how I get it. Like, I'm going to force it to happen, right? And this is why this doesn't work for women. This is why when I started the 21-day challenge back at the beginning of the year, and I've run a couple of them since, that this kind of like forcing, pushing, like making shit happen kind of thing is very much in a masculine energy and does not work consistently or long term for us as women. It just doesn't. It's not aligned with who we are as women. The feminine energy is very allowing, it's receiving, it's trusting, it's knowing that all is well and all will be provided for. Now, you still take action with that. It's not a complete, like, you know, you're somehow blowing in the breeze and just like, oh, it'll happen, like, it'll be fine, I'll just, you know, meditate on it. Like, no, you're still taking action. But there's a different energy to it, sister. It's different. And women or men, this is the same thing, though, too. This is the same conversation, which is you need to unattach to the outcome. You need to unattach to the outcome. You cannot be so like, oh, I have to have this. And then what happens? And we often create a lot of meaning behind it. We create a story of what will happen if it doesn't. What will happen if it does? Here's the crazy piece of this. I'm sure you've had this experience in your life where you worked your ass off, or you obsessed over something, or you tried so hard, or like whatever. Like, you just put so much energy, effort, commitment into getting the thing. And then you got it, and then you went, oh. Like, it carried this big story of, man, when I get there, when I get this thing, when I accomplish this, when this thing clears up, when, you know, like somehow then, like, you know, the skies were going to go open and heaven will be revealed to you here on earth. I don't know. Whatever. I'm grasping for metaphors right now, but you get my drift, right? Where it's just like, and then you got there and you went, oh, okay, that's cool. And then you went, oh, okay, well, it's not really what I thought it was going to be. Because even though you got the thing, you achieved the goal, you, like, whatever the thing was that you wanted, you got there, and you thought that would be the thing that would shift and that would make you feel better, or would make you be a certain way, or make you become a certain person, and then you realize that it actually was not really there. So Eckhart Tolle talks about in The Power of Now that we can have, it's Power of Now or it's in a new earth. I'm reading The Power of Now again. I read it, by the way, read The Power of Now. Read The Power of Now, read The Power of Now. It came out in the late 90s, initially, I think 99. I was looking in the book today because I got it around the time that it came out. I wasn't really ready for it yet. I thought I was. I'm like, yeah, I read that book. Like, I crossed it off the list of here's another spiritual book that I read. Look how enlightened I am. And like, I didn't get it. So it's interesting, right? We can pick up books and reread them. And because we're different, we change. Like now I'm open to receiving. The same thing with New Earth. I got to like chapter 3 and then I see my little bookmark in there because I picked it up again this year and I was like, oh, son of a gun. I got to chapter 3 and nothing was absorbed. So Eckhart Tolle talks about in one of the books, so we can have our external goals, right? Which are the things like I want to lose weight, relationship stuff with our kids, business stuff, like, you know, those kind of things. And then we have our inner, or he talks about, external purpose, inner purpose. And so the external purpose are those things, are the, you know, the stuff when it comes to, you know, business goals and health goals and relationship goals and things that we want for ourselves, right? Cool. Want them, have those desires. Knock yourself out. That's great. Like, seriously, that's a good thing. But the thing is like, this is why they can become so vapid and so, is that the right word? Vapid? Empty. Like meaningless, that we'll get there and we'll go, oh. And what my experience has been is that the older that I get, I just turned 50 close to a month ago, the older that I get, the more that I realize that, yeah, I still like the nice stuff. I still want to have these, you know, this external purpose. It's really like the less that it has any kind of meaning or significance to me. It doesn't have the same charge. And I think at some point in our life, it kind of really does, right? Maybe your 20s and your 30s, or I don't know, however that relates to you. And then it just gets to a point where it's like, I can still want that stuff, but I understand that. And it's bigger than that. Because listen, you can hear this conversation and go, yeah, Karen, you're so right. It's not about the money. It's not about the stuff. But yet, you still kind of, you know, it's almost like we say that at times, but we don't really mean it. Because we do think that once I'm going to get my hair cut and I'm going to feel a different way about me. I'm going to be beautiful then, right? Or I'm going to, you know, get these jeans and I'm going to like, you know, then I'm going to like feel better. I'm going to lose the weight. We still do it. So to me, it's almost like it's a process and really coming to an understanding and acceptance of this, which is like the external goals, attaching to that stuff, even the inner ones. You might have an external purpose, really, of saying like, oh, I'm gonna connect with spirit more. I'm gonna, you know, become more of a patient person. You might go, no, that's inside work. Like, I get it, but we still like place it on the outside, right? The more that we realize that it's, you know, we have meaning and significance as if we hit that external purpose or those external goals or not. We create meaning, we create story. What will happen if I get there? What will happen if I don't get there? Oh my God, my world is over if it doesn't happen. And this, you know, on a Byron Katie, this one, is that really true? Have we not had times in our life where we have not reached that? I can remember, so for me, I'm in case you're kind of newer to the podcast, I am a chiropractor, former practicing. We closed the doors of our chiropractic office 3 years ago and moved out here to Victoria, BC, Canada, for many different reasons. And when I was applying to go to chiropractic college, initially, there was one school in Canada where I live, and it was in Toronto. And there's now two. There's one in Quebec, but it's all French, so, you know, for me, I'm not bilingual. That still wouldn't have worked back then, but so I applied to it, and I'd worked, my brother's a chiropractor. I'd worked in his office for about 3 years and kind of came to this thing of like, yeah, like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like it was a deep knowing, it's chiropractic. And so applied, had worked in an office for a while, went through the interviews. I had 10 alumni write like letters of recommendation for me. My brother's friend knew the guy that was on the, you know, the new students board or whatever, like acceptance, right, for students coming in. And then I didn't get in, and I was crushed. I was like on a wait list, but I never got in. And then I remember I applied the second year, and it wasn't even a wait list this time. And it was like, okay, where do we want to live? That's why we moved out to California. And but I remember that first time when I got that letter, I got the letter. I remember just like being in an apartment that we had in Ottawa at the time and just being fucking crushed. Literally, like, my life is over. My life is over, right? Now, I can say that now, this many years later, right? But at the time, I so believe that the outcome was like, this must happen this way. Here's the other piece of this, which is really cool. So this is going to be a longer podcast. There could be a way that thing is still coming to you, that goal, that achievement, that whatever that is, but it's not the way that you think it is. So for me, it was like, I must go to the college in Toronto. That is the way. And it wasn't until that timeline was like, nope, that ain't the way it's happening. I was like, okay, what would be another way, right? But at the time, I didn't see any other way. I couldn't. I wasn't willing to. I wasn't able to at the time. I was so attached to that outcome. It must be this way. It's so much meaning. This is how I become a chiropractor. Oh shit, well, if I don't get in, then I guess I'm not a chiropractor now. And that's my dream and in my heart and what I'm feeling called to do. Like, what the fuck? What am I going to do now? Like, my dream's just been crushed. It's not going to happen. That was the stories that I told myself. Because I was so attached to that outcome. So attached to it. It must be this way. It must go down in this path, along this journey, with these steps, or with these people, or in this order. And what happens is when we attach to the outcome, not only do we create massive anxiety and stress in our life, massive, but it closes us off to other possibilities that may actually be out there because we are so attached to it. So, it's that funny saying about, when one door closes, another one opens. This is what happened for me with chiropractic college, right? Where it was like, well, I didn't get in there, but man, I look back and I go, man, the people that I met in California, and we did this crazy thing where we drove out in this piece of shit car, which we didn't even know was going to make it from driving out to Toronto, California. Very little money, did not have a complete plan. Like we did it. We did a big thing. It was huge. Just to find the money. And where did we find the money from? We were just so committed to we will find a way. And we didn't know what the path was, but we found it. Right? It was revealed to us. But if we were so attached to the outcome, which to me at the beginning was like, well, I have to have all the money in place. And then it was just like, it's just all that stuff didn't happen. And yet we still had that of, okay, well, this is the thing. I guess there's going to be another way. We kind of in a way, maybe our higher self consciously at the time, but it was, an unconscious thing of, well, it's not happening this way, so we'll have to figure it out. Right? But at the time that it was happening, it was like, oh my God, we're not getting the loans that we're trying to get at the time. Like, how are we going to fund this, So here's your more tip for today. I want you to open up your journal. And I want you to think of something in your life right now that you are just so attached to the outcome. Like you're saying, man, if this doesn't go on, or this doesn't go down the way that I wanted, life is going to be over. It's going to suck. Like, fuck. Like, this is the only way kind of thing. Okay, so write down what that thing is. And then I want you to write underneath that. So you're just going to describe the thing. Don't create a whole story, but just go like, this is the thing. And I've created a story saying if this doesn't happen, then it'll be this. Like, I'm so obsessed, attached, to this outcome, to this. I had this expectation that I have about this thing, whatever it is that you feel needs to happen. Okay? And then I want you to write here next, which is, what is this costing me to be so attached to the outcome? And then to free write what comes to you. Because here's the thing is like, we can understand, we can go, oh yeah, you could be listening to this whole conversation right now and just be nodding your head and saying, you're right. Don't attach the outcome. Yes. And then you just go and do it, right? Like, and I get it. And I've been there before. And this is no judgment towards you whatsoever. If you're in this space, like I hear you, I've been there. I'm still there at times. Like, it's a constant lessons. All this stuff, constantly lessons that were being presented. But then there's a deeper understanding. The deeper understanding is we have to face is what is the cost of this to me right now? And some of you will not want to do this. You'll be like, no, I don't want to. You want to kind of skip over it and just go, yeah, attach to the outcome. Yeah, I won't attach to it. But you're unwilling to really take a look at the truth, which is how is it costing you? Financially, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. What is it costing your relationships? What is it costing your health? What is it costing your sanity, your well-being, how you feel about yourself, your worthiness, your love for yourself, or lack of love or lack of worthiness. Like, what is it costing you? Because when we can really understand and see this, right, then we often go, oh, shit. Right? So it's time to get real with this. With love. And don't beat yourself up. Please don't beat yourself up over this. Give yourself grace. We all do the best that we can with what we know to be true at the time. That is truth. That is truth. So there you go, sister. More tip for today. Outcomes. Do not attach to them. Do not attach to them. And right now, too, as we were in summer, it's like the first day of summer in like 4 days from this podcast actually comes out. And there's still 2 more openings. I have 4 women for one-on-one coaching for my summer coaching for June, July, August. Actually, we'll actually feed a little bit into September. So this is for women who are like at a crisis, like at a crossroads, like, shit, things are happening with whatever area in your life, business, health, parenting, relationships, worthiness, and are really just at a point where you feel stuck and you feel lost and you're like, I don't know where to go. But I know I want to get out of this. I know I want to move forward. I know I want to do these things, and have just come to understanding that I've been trying to do this stuff by myself, and it's just not happening. And you are ready to invest the time, energy, money in yourself to say like, okay, it's like, this is me. This is my time to really take care of me and to get to these things that I want, and to be able to do this in 3 months. Okay. It is an exciting experience to do one-on-one coaching, because it is having me literally 24/7. Where we have weekly 1-hour coaching calls, where there's things to do in between, where you have me, right? So, and I created this way because I realized it's like, there'll be times when if it was just like, oh, we have a call each week or twice a week, whatever it might be, well, there's all sorts of times in between where you then slip back, right? So this having access to me 24/7 is like, hey, Karen, this is coming up. Like, what do I do? Or can you give me feedback? Or like, holy shit, right? So I only have that kind of intensive, because it's a lot of my energy to be there for you as well, too. And so there's only 3 spots I have for the summer to do that. One's already been taken. There's 2 more left, and it is by application only. So here's what you need to do. Send me an email, drkarenosburn@gmail.com, drkarenosburn@gmail.com, and say, Karen, I would like to apply. Okay, I will send you the application process, and we will begin from there. And this is for, like, you're serious, right? You're like, all right, let's go. Okay. And I will send you further directions from there. So again, email me saying, Karen, I would like to apply for one of the last 2 one-on-one coaching spots for the summer. Send my email is drkarenosburn@gmail.com, drkarenosburn@gmail.com. So I will talk to you in the next episode, sister. A life of more really is one step away from you unattaching to the outcomes every single day. I love and appreciate you.
To get the show notes of each Women Wanting More episode, including the How to Get More tip, subscribe to the newsletter at drkarenosburn.com/newsletter.